Calling all Colonial Marines. Get ready to gear up and take on the most fearsome creatures to inhabit planet LV-426 and beyond in an epic space battle. The dreaded Xenomorphs have multiplied in vast numbers, threatening the lives that inhabit space colonies reaching to the far ends of the universe. Gather your crew to take on, fight, and eradicate the ever-growing numbers of these terrifying aliens. Hey everyone, Alien Theory here with a special video for you today, something a little different. Throughout my time on this channel, I've covered a lot of pieces of media, movies, short films, comics, novels, video games related to Alien, but I've never had the chance to talk about some of the toys and figures that have come around lately, and that's what I'll be doing today. I recently got my hands on the new Colonial Marines vs. Aliens sets from Lanard Toys. This is a new series aimed at both the hardcore fan collectors and kids, specifically around the 7+ age range, which is a unique take for Alien toys in this day and age, I think. These are exclusive to Walmart.com, at least for now, but I've been seeing from social media posts that people are finding them out in the wild too, which is great. There are a few different sets you can get, and each have their own accessories and accompaniments, and I think they've put together something quite special, so I wanted to take a closer look at these new toys today. So I'll be looking at the figures, how they look, how they act, what comes with each set, and what the standouts are. Obviously, the stars of just about any of these sets are going to be the aliens themselves. They each come in different sets with different colors, different casts of Xenomorph, and in most cases come with a different Colonial Marine to do battle with. Here we have the yellow Xenomorph Drone, the classic Xenomorph design most associated with the Big Chap design of the first movie from 1979. The drone cast is evident in the dome of the alien's head, smooth here compared to the rigid domes that come with the other Xenomorphs, the Warriors, in the other sets. Aside from the skulls, the molds of the Warriors and the drone are about the same, except for a few details which I'll get to later. You get some really nice detail in the exoskeleton. It looks pretty accurate to the Xenomorph design we all know and love. If you look close, you can actually see the second set of jaws inside the mouth, which is a nice touch. And what's hugely appealing about this, and the other Xenomorph figures in the series, is that it's highly posable, with quite a few different points of articulation. The head, the tail, arms, hands, torso, legs, knees, and feet can all be moved, so posability is a huge feature. You can put the alien in all kinds of different positions and actions, and it stands up pretty well however you position it. The only major area where it can't bend, unfortunately, is the elbows, so I guess, appropriately enough, it seems to always be in attack position. The yellow drone comes with the Alien Swarm Planetary Attack Alien Battle Set. This also includes a research scientist, decked out in protective gear, a helmet with a protective shield armed with a gun that can be holstered at the side. The articulation is decent on this guy, legs and knees bend, not too shabby, and also included in this set is an alien egg with a facehugger inside. The detail on both the egg and the facehugger itself is quite nice, though the facehugger is in a permanently coiled position, so there's not too much functionality, though obviously you can get a little creative and have some fun with it. It's a very good set, and it does have the key ingredients for such a line. Yellow drone, research scientist, egg, facehugger, the essentials here. In fact, I'd say if you're curious to collect these, or at least want to start somewhere, this is the one I'd recommend starting with. This is actually the only set with the drone specifically, so maybe you want to work your way up to the Warriors. The first of the Warriors is the Blue Warrior. Same shape, design, and size as the drone, and its posability is just about identical. Though, of course, the standout difference is the dome of the skull, less of the smooth Big Chap design and more in line with the design of the Xenomorph seen in James Cameron's Aliens, with the ridges and extra details. Looking at the arms and hands compared to the drone, you'll notice some extra webbing, for lack of a better word, connecting its 3 digits as opposed to 4 on the drone, and more exoskeleton protrusion on the forearm. In comparing the Warrior's tail to the drone, you'll see that the drone has more of a defined point at the very end, the razor-sharp tip these Xenomorph tails are known for having. But on the whole, very similar figures, with a few key differences between the casts. I really like the Warrior design, and the blue might be my favorite color of this set, actually. The Blue Warrior comes in the Xenomorph Swarm Planetary Attack Battle Set that includes a rotating sentry gun and Colonial Space Marine. The sentry gun, of course, was seen in Aliens, used to fend off the intruding Xenomorphs in the barricaded colony, and looks accurate enough. It even has the USCM logo, and rotates just fine. The Colonial Marine is your run-of-the-mill military-type figure. This Marine and all of the Marines, including in these sets, it should be noted, aren't based on any specific characters from the movies or comics. Articulation is limited, no elbow or knee bending ability unfortunately, but he can hold his gun, and he can stand off against the warrior behind the sentry gun ahead of him, and that's the important thing. But if you're looking for something with a little more heavy artillery, then the Green Warrior set might be the way to go. It's the same warrior figure, but of course a different color, and its set, the Xenomorph Attack Space Colony Defense Alien Battle Set, comes with a Colonial Marine and a Super Power Loader. The Super Power Loader is a lot more hardcore than in Ripley's day. They've tailored this baby for some combat. It features a posable, rotating minigun that can be snapped on and off from the back. It has what appears to be a searchlight on the shoulder, and on the right arm is a claw that can open and close. Its left arm has the familiar welder as seen in the film, but also a friggin' chainsaw. Pretty cool upgrade if you ask me. And yes, the included figure and any of the other Colonial Marines from the other sets can be placed inside. So there's a lot of different posing abilities. The claw is ideal for grabbing those pesky aliens and showing them who's boss. You get the Green Xenomorph Warrior, you get the Colonial Space Marine, and of course the Super Power Loader. Very good set that captures the spirit of aliens. But they even go beyond the world of aliens and give us the Runner design, the variant alien as seen in Alien 3. This one's a reddish, pinkish design, clearly much different than the warriors and the drone figures. Very much in line with the alien we see in the third film. This xenomorph stands on all fours due to its host being a dog, or an ox, depending on whether you watch the assembly cut. And I think altogether it's a very faithful design to that particular xenomorph. Head, tail, arms, shoulders, hands can all be moved around and posed, but the hind legs unfortunately can't bend. But that's a minor complaint on an otherwise great figure. I really love that they included a little bit of Alien 3 into this series, and I've always thought the Runner xenomorph design was something special. So to see this design and having it included in this new line is a point of great satisfaction to me. The Runner comes in the Xenomorph Swarm Planetary Attack Battle Set that you could almost say is an Alien 3 themed set. It comes with a WEYLAND Commando, which we see at the end of the movie. He's in the protective gear, armed with a gun, and has a good deal of articulation too. Arms and knees bend, which is great, because he's going to need it, since this set also comes with a WEYLAND branded Planetary Rover Bike, which is a great addition, opportune for some cool poses. You can have this guy outrunning the alien, bike handle in hand, weapon in the other, that kind of thing. So I guess imagine a much more action-oriented final act of Alien 3 where a bunch of Weyland commandos come in speeding on their bikes hunting down aliens, and I think you get the general spirit of this set. Futuristic rover bikes and power loaders are all great, but needless to say, when you think about vehicles in the Alien universe, aside from the ships obviously, you're likely to think of the APC. And in this new series, there is indeed a set that includes the iconic APC from Aliens. This is the Xenomorph Attack Space Colony Defense Alien Battle Set, but heads up, this set is focused on the vehicle itself. It does come with a Colonial Marine Sergeant, equipped with an assault pulse rifle, but no alien comes with it, so the appeal of the set is 100% the APC. It's a pretty faithful adaptation of the vehicle, it looks the part, 2 rotating guns, you can wheel it around to your heart's content. Great attention to the little details too. The USCM logo is on both sides, and on the door there's some custom graffiti from the Marines. We get the No Bugs logo, and left to that what seems to be the kill count. The top cannon has Bug Crusher written on it, and the cabin opens up. You can see the seats and even the console inside. So it's full of little details that I really do appreciate. And of course, the Marines can fit nicely inside, enough for a driver and a passenger at least. Anything beyond 2 figures may be pushing it. On the whole, a really great set. All of these sets are really impressive actually, with some great figures, but the crown jewel, the standout of this whole series, has to be the Alien Queen. This is a set all unto itself. A 12-inch figure, 20 points of articulation, the big bad mama xenomorph. This is the Queen Xenomorph, which was first introduced in James Cameron's Aliens and has become a staple for the Alien life cycle ever since, and has seen many different appearances in all different kinds of media. This giant royal purple queen is very detailed, very posable. The arms move around nicely, both its main arms and its second set. tail can move around and strike a few poses. And the best part, the snapping in her jaw, which works by pressing down on its head. Quite glorious, if I do say so myself. I love the design, I love the color, I think it's a fantastic figure. All hail the Queen. I think Lanard Toys has put together a really special collection here. I think it hits the nostalgia bases quite nicely. It feels like a throwback to the legendary Kenner line, which was a great love of mine when I was a kid. And in its own way, it gives the aliens almost a sprite-like quality, as if calling back to some of the arcade games from back in the day. Maybe not everyone will love the variety of colors, maybe wishing they went with darker colors for the aliens, more screen accurate, but I think the colors help it stand out and make it seem almost a little more kid-friendly, which seems to be, at least partly, the direction they wanted. So I think it hits a pretty healthy middle ground, in that obviously it will appeal to the nostalgia of older fans and be seen as collectibles, but also, if you're an Alien fan and you have your own little chestbursters running around, these are pretty cool toys for younger kids. If maybe you can't show them the movies just yet, at least you can induct them as Alien fans through the toys, and that's not too bad. And I really loved so much of what's out there. There are so many finely and lovingly detailed Alien figures out there that have been put together wonderfully and look like they've jumped right out of the movie, and there will always be a place for those kinds of figures, but those, unmistakably, are collectibles. These, I guess you could say, are a little more flexible. You can take them out and play with them. Bring them to the sandbox with the kids. They're not $50 to $100 figures that need to be kept on a shelf or anything, though it's perfectly fine if you do just that. But they're modestly priced figures, of modest quality, basically like any other kid's toy you'd see at the toy store. So I think that's quite interesting, that in this day and age we now have a line that's directed more towards kids. For the Alien brand, that's something you don't see too often. Arguably, that's something we haven't seen since the Kenner days, so I feel very welcoming and very enthusiastic about this line of figures. If I have one point of criticism, it's probably the Marine figures. I don't know too much about toy production, but I'd imagine these are previous molds from any other kind of army toy, and that's fine. As I said earlier, the true stars are the aliens themselves anyway. But even if they did just something as simple as assign the Marines names, I think it would have helped them stand out just a little bit more. They don't have to be named after the movie or comic book characters, but they could have maybe just thought up some cool-sounding names to give them instead of just Colonial Marine or Colonial Marine Sergeant. And in addition to names, maybe just a touch of personalization here and there, like to the helmets or the armor. Even use that No Bugs logo as seen on the APC somewhere. I think that could have helped. I'm not saying go all out and include these with their own comics and stories packaged along with it, but just some tiny details like that go a long way, I think. Other than that, I have to say I love the sets. I think they're fantastic, and I highly recommend them. It's a very exciting time to see these figures being released, and based on what I've seen here, I'm very anxious for more. I do hope we get to see another series from Lanard come around soon. Maybe more Xenomorph designs, maybe include a crossover with the Predator stuff, who knows, but I'll be keeping an eye out. That's been my take on this series anyway, but I hope you enjoyed this review today, and as always, I thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a like, and you can also subscribe for all the latest videos from the channel. A very, very special thanks goes out to WEYLAND YUTANI executives, EmYarUk, Mark Fox, and Lady Anne, and our queen, Albert Newell, part of the Patreon Hive. If you'd like to join the Hive and support the channel, check out my Patreon page for exclusive posts and contests. In the meantime, you can catch up with Alien Theory over social media. Follow @alien_theory on Twitter and @alientheoryyt on Facebook and Instagram for more. And until next time, this is Alien Theory, signing off.